I'm back here in the shop working on Elvin's beautiful blue car, and today we are starting with the tranny conversion. We got our manual transmission here, and we've got we're putting in hopefully all this today, maybe the pedal as well. We got all the pedals and everything down there, but yeah, we got to start with all the linkage. So this is basically everything that attaches to the stock stuff, to the stock trim pieces inside. Whoa, losing the shifting. Boot, heat things, whatever, shifter linkage, and that all gets attached to the back of the tranny. But we're going to put all this in the cab first, and which means we got to remove, as I grab my shifter I just dropped, which means that first we got to remove everything inside, and it's super dark in here. Let me see if I got light. Yeah. So to do all that, we're gonna have to take out all of this, and take out this trim piece. This trim piece we can actually, like, this whole thing will stay the same, but we'll remove all this linkage, and then I'll show you when I take it out. But everything, basically the boot and everything, mounts straight to here, and then we're gonna have to put all the linkage in underneath here. So I'm gonna do that today. And yeah, I didn't show you guys taking everything out of the tranny for doing a manual conversion, but it's pretty simple. Basically, you got two wiring harnesses for the auto. You got this one, which is attached to the tranny, which comes out with the tranny, and then there's another harness attached to the alternator. So we took the engine out, but you can take this one out without, if you leave the engine in and just pull your tranny. You have to take this harness out as well. You see it's attached to the alternator here, and then it goes up, and then these attached to, sorry I'm running around here, attached to these down here. So you have to take those out as well. The one that's on the tranny attaches to these. So you got to take these off, these off. These ones go to the alternator and starter, which you remove. Those ones go to the transmission. It's pretty simple actually. There's two harnesses you got to pull out, and they get replaced with one harness with the manual harness. So the manual harness is all integrated together, which is way easier. So yeah, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna pull out all these trim pieces here, and then we're gonna start putting the linkage in, and then I might work on the pedal. The pedal is pretty easy too. You know what? I'll show you that when we get there. So I'm gonna start with this linkage. Alrighty, so shift linkage is out. I'll kind of show you guys here. Super simple actually. So this linkage has 4 holes, 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top. Replace it with that piece. Again, just bolts right in. Yeah, I guess I didn't show you. I got this piece off too. This is just the trim piece that goes over that whole thing. Just a couple screws, get it off. I'm not going to show you guys every single screw. It's just get a bucket, throw all your screws in there. It's really easy. There's three screws that hold it on. So that comes right off, and now we put, I'll just show you guys how this goes. The shift boot goes on first in there, in that hole, and there's all the pieces that lines up with the holes in the shift boot, and then this holds the shift boot on. So once your shift boot is in there, you slap this thing on there. Easy peasy. 4 screws in all around. Done. Yeah, and then you put this. We're gonna put this on next. This goes on right in here, like that. One second, I'm probably on right there. And then, oh, I should have put this in first. Sort of. This goes in underneath of it. So underneath the car, this goes up, and then this stud here goes in that hole. So super simple. I'm gonna do that quick. After that, the shifter comes up, goes on here, comes up. These go on top of there, goes up through there, and your boot is attached to that. Easy peasy. All right, if that didn't make sense, I'm just gonna do it quick. All right, so I thought I'd show you in car. This is what we start with. We got no shifting linkage, no nothing. For the auto, everything's gone, tranny's gone. So first thing we do, we can put this from underneath after, but just easier to put it in. How to put it in can be a little tricky. My wife is calling me. I'll call you back in a second, dear. So it doesn't fit in like this. Believe me, it doesn't fit. Put one arm in, slide it down, slide it back. All right, now don't drop it. And I should not be doing this with one hand. But basically, get it up here, so just this part's up. And then we're gonna take that piece and we're gonna bolt it onto here. I'll show you in a sec. All right, now we got this piece, you see. You got the bottom piece. That's in there, you see, doesn't come up. And then you got the stud that goes through there, comes out there. And sorry for the shadows. I just have it not loosely on. Now you can see it's set down. Yeah, pieces under there. Just have this loosely on. Now shifting point, I'm going to put the shifter striker or whatever it is in there. It attaches to that fork down there. It goes through the hole, and then we've got a bolt here and a bolt down there. Yeah, this is basically just to hold it in place as you do that. Still lots of movement, so you get your hand under and do it now. So I'm going to do that. It's this piece. I'll show you this. Alright, so this is an aftermarket one. It comes with this piece. This piece goes on in there. Alright, now she's all on. I got this bolted to that fork, shifter, linkage thing, whatever. This is still just loose. And this is all still loose. But now I'm going to take this piece, feed it down and feed it up through this hole. This sits in there. Again, this is an aftermarket one. It's the common design for an aftermarket one. This is a cheaper one that I actually slightly modified to make it decent. Yeah, so this gets fed up through there, and then I bolt or screw this piece. There's another retainer, and then this piece gets screwed on there. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then basically shifter linkage is all in. I have to tighten the last couple things up, and we're good to go. The rest gets attached from underneath. There she be, super easy. She sits a little funny because it's got to get bolted to the tranny still. Once it's bolted to the tranny, it'll sit nice. Now, super easy. You just got to put our rubber boots on it and trim piece, and we're done. Alright, we got a shift boot on. Looks good. I'm sorry the lighting's bad in here. Let's just slide this on. A couple screws. Put, where is this thing? Put the knob on it. Good to go. That's all there is to it for the inside here. And then we're off to the pedal, which is the not fun part. That's like the worst part, is putting the pedal in. It's just super tight to get in there, but it's not that bad. It's doable by anybody. It's just a pain in the butt. All right, now it's time to put in the pedal. This is the worst part, in my opinion, of a whole manual swap. We got to get down in here, and first thing we got to do is we got to cut this brake pedal. The brake pedals are actually way smaller for manual, if you didn't know. You can put in a whole new manual brake pedal. You don't have to. You just got to cut down the face a little bit. So we're going to do that. We'll cut that down. Then we got to get up in here. The guy actually used, get the light. Elvin used, that's where it comes in. Elvin already used that location for some other stuff. That's why there's a hole. But we're just going to have to pop that off. And yeah, stick the pedal all the way up in there. It's super tight. It's hard to see on camera, but believe me, it's tight getting up in there. Yeah, and then the master goes on the other side. Again, you've got to take off this plate. You see Elvin's actually had some work done to it already because he used that as an access point for some wires. And yeah, then master goes on here and we run our clutch line. And that's all there is to it. Sounds super easy. It's not. So I just got to get it done. All right, well, we got her all in. Here we go. We got master there, all set up, easy peasy. And I got my light on in here. We got pedals. I took so I cut this down a little bit on both sides. I think I might cut it down a little more still. The rubber's also way bigger. But I just took because this one was missing the rubber on it. I just took the rubber that was on this pedal, cut it, slid on, so should glue it on and she'll be perfect. But looks pretty decent. We got all pedals in now. We got our shifter in, all shifting linkage. Literally all that's left is running the clutch line to the slave, putting in the manual transmission, and that's basically it. So yeah, it's really not that hard. It's a lot of pieces, a lot of parts. You got to do the drive shafts, a different drive shaft as well and everything. But you know, when you take the tran out, you take all that out anyway. So yeah, that's about it for today. And I will see you guys next time, where you can see I've already started pulling more stuff out because we gotta get rid of this hunk of junk.